Welcome back to the channel, and in this week's vlog we talk about winter camping hacks. And yes, he's back. By popular demand, it's Kevin. Welcome back to the channel, and we've got another collaboration this month with the usual suspects, and we've got a new channel joining us this month.
How exciting.
Is it exciting? How excited are you?
I'll show you how excited
Go on then, show me how excited you are.
I'd like to personally say a big warm welcome to Sandy and Tim. I haven't got a proper hat, mine's a bit pathetic, but alright. G'day, the pair of you.
G'day, the Sandvan.
That's just offensive.
I was just blamed out from Wandering Wilds for that.
Right, anyway, welcome to the collaboration, guys. Great to have you on board.
Yep. So please check out not only the Sandvan and to give them a really warm welcome to the collaboration. They do have some fantastic logs. They've got a Tasmania series, as you may have gathered. They live down under, and they live on the Gold Coast in Australia. So now I'm doing an Australian accent. I'm not even meaning to. And yeah, they've been to Tasmania.
Was that Australian?
Yeah.
Also, why is one side of your hat clipped up and the other one isn't?
Because I'm a bit jaunty. It's
right,
jaunty.
Let's crack on with it. Sorry, everybody.
Look, just this as well.
Yeah, that's fine because they're both clipped up. Actually, you know what?
You can do it too.
See,
that looks quite Australian like that.
Do I look like Mick Dundee?
Yeah. Well, you look like something Dundee. It rhymes with Mick.
Right, anyway, let's crack on. What are we talking about anyway today? So
today's subject is preparing for winter van life and winter van life hacks.
That's it.
So it's part of a collaboration. As we've mentioned, please do check out all of the other channels in the group to see about all their different ideas. We're quite lucky with this motorhome. It's not that old, so insulation is pretty good as it is. So it really, for us, it's kind of keeping on top of the maintenance.
You're trapped.
And keeping ourselves warm.
I'm trying to get out of it.
Yeah, I know.
Right, anyway. Can't wait that much longer.
It's quite hot in here.
Let's crack on.
Okay, so before we get into any detail of our winter van life hacks, checks, prep, etc., we are of course going to mention our silver screen, as we do in just about every single video we do. So let's just get that out of the way now. It's going to help with the condensation. It's brilliant. Watch our previous videos.
I still say it's our best purchase.
Yeah, we still do. But we've talked about it so many times.
Stops the condensation and also thermally wraps your screen, which is where you're going to lose a lot of heat. So keeps your bills down, keeps your van toasty.
Yeah. The other thing that we've mentioned before in videos is having torches and or head torches, haven't we? So again, I'll pop a couple of shots into previous videos where I've mentioned that, but make sure you've got some sort of torch for if something happens and it's dark or you're at a campsite and there's no lights, which sometimes happens, or if you have a breakdown or whatever. So some sort of torch. Yeah,
through winter, obviously, there's a much greater percentage of the day that's in darkness than summer. So if something's going to go wrong, it's sod's law. It's going to be when it's dark.
Yep. So your first winter tip then, Ricky?
My first winter tip is vents for your fridge. So obviously through summer you leave them off, but when it gets particularly cold in the winter, you need to put the vent covers on the outside for your fridge to work properly and efficiently. They're quite straightforward. You clip them in at the top, and you just need a flat blade screwdriver to turn the little turn thumb thingies to clip into the vents already there on the bottom. So you don't take the original vents off, you just literally clip them over the top. And you should have got them with your van. So if you haven't found them, have a look, because you may well need them. You can put one on, and when it's very cold, you can put two. The other thing to check is your antifreeze and also your screen wash as well. So the antifreeze should be taken care of if you've had your van serviced regularly, but it is worth checking. And your screen wash, you've probably been running on diluted or summer screen wash, and through winter, so it doesn't freeze, you need to be up in the ante a little bit in terms of the concentration or the type of screen wash you're using, because I think most of them are okay to about -5. That's undiluted as well, and if you read the label carefully, a lot of them will say suitable to -5, but then in the small print it will say if undiluted, and most people have diluted their screen wash through summer.
And what would you say to people who use washing up liquid in their screen wash?
Oh dear. Probably not going to be okay through winter. Probably not going to be okay at all, to be honest, but definitely not through winter. It's going to freeze, which is probably then going to expand and crack one of your hoses.
Okay.
This is dependent on how much you're going to use your van and also how cold it gets. So if you're not going to use your van for a few weeks and it's a particularly cold snap, you will want to drain down all your tanks as you probably do normally, so your fresh water, your grey waste, but you're probably going to want to drain your boiler as well, because if that freezes, like the screen wash, it's going to expand and it could damage your boiler and crack your pipe. So for ours, it's located in the cupboard under the sink, and there's a small yellow lever which you pull up and that will drain your boiler. It's best to leave it open as well, so that the system can breathe and expand. But don't forget, when you're next using your van and you're filling your water up, you need to pop that little lever back down again. Otherwise, as quick as you fill it, it will empty all over your drive.
So our new-ish investment this year for winter camping has been the Sherpa Changing Robes. Other brands are available. So we have a cheap Aldi version, basically like a dry robe. So I've also managed to store them quite neatly in old pillowcases, because they are quite big and they flop up. So they just fold up and go in the garage quite nicely. But they've been a real boon already on those chilly autumn nights. So highly recommend some sort of changing robe, Sherpa changing robe, to keep you nice and toasty and warm around the campsite, not just for changing.
No.
Tell me what you want, tell me what you need.
And on the subject of clothing, other winter clothing we would always recommend have been the oversized big Hoodies or cuddlies. You can get them everywhere, Amazon, eBay, all over the place. Just the big giant fleecies are great for when you're sat outside. Hats, gloves, of course, and blankets, and a couple of extras that I always have because I do feel the cold. I use these little hot warmers for hands and feet. So these are just single use, but they do last a really long time, so you can just open up the packet. There's a chemical reaction. And I've also got the Wonder Pax as well, the reusable ones, again featured in a previous video. So those are the ones that you click the little coin inside and then a chemical reaction happens, and then you put them in a pot of water, boil them for about 15 minutes to reset them. So some sort of warming device. I know other friends that we have got like electric versions and rechargeable USB versions, but something just to keep in your pocket and keep you warm if you're like me and feel the cold.
I've just thought of another one.
What?
Hang on. Coffee machine.
No.
That's rude.
Yeah, you're rude. Right, okay. So, are there any other winter van life hacks, ways to save money that you can think of?
Keep your wife out of the shops.
It's quite rude.
I mean, that's not just for winter, that's all year round.
Quite rude.
It's definitely a money saving tip.
But yeah, just make sure you've got your vents on your fridge if it's super cold. Make sure you've got your thermal screen. Insulation is the key, isn't it? I mean, we're lucky with this van. It's really well insulated.
Yeah.
We also store any wet gear in the shower. If it's been out and it's raining, it goes in the shower. And then when it's dry enough, we've got a cupboard as well that's got one of the heating pipes that runs through it. So we've got a bit of a dry cupboard as well for coats, which is quite handy.
Yeah, and if you are leaving your van I say unattended. If you're not using your van for any period of time in winter, the key is ventilation. So people sometimes heat their van, which is a little bit of a waste of money, but the main thing is ventilation. If you keep the air circulating, you won't get any damp. And if it's going to be left for any more than a few weeks or so, get the cupboard open. All about getting the air circulating. That's what it's about.
Yeah, and I'm sure there'll be hundreds of videos out there about different ways and wherefores of what you should and shouldn't do. So just do your research for your van.
Yep.
You can't prepare for every eventuality, but it's good to have some basics. We've only ever got stuck in the mud once, but we made sure before we went on the field that there was a 4x4 available to pull us out and that the staff on the site were willing to do so. I'd just like to say we did get some stick for our video where we got stuck in the mud, but grass does grow back, and the site owners were very happy for the rally to be held on their field and knew that there would be mud involved, so no harm was done and grass does regrow, so do not panic. It's quite a common thing in the UK for grass to get like this during the winter months. We're quite used to it. If you're in the UK or anywhere that's as wet and wild as it is here, or worse, it's good to make sure that you've got some basics with you at all times through the winter. Make sure your spare tyre is in good condition. Make sure you've got a tow kit for your van, basic bulbs and fuses, and a basic toolkit. So Kev and I, Australian Kev and I, hope that you found some of our winter camping hacks useful. What are your top tips for winter? How do you keep your van warm? How do you keep yourself warm? There's also the fire pit option for sitting outside with your big old Hoody on and your Sherpa fleece or dry robe. But what else is there? Help other people save money too. Hope you've enjoyed watching. Hope you've got some ideas. Please check out all the other collaboration vlogs as well. Give the stand van a big welcome, and we'll see you on the next one.